Okay.
Okay. Hi, Mariah.
Hi.
Let's see. It's been a week since we talked, right?
hmm Yeah,
I
it's been
wanted
a
to
week.
check in and see what your whole week, how you've been, and just check in.
Yeah. So off the bat, I'll just say I know you already know this, and I also emailed Ian about it. So probably if Kara looks at this too, she'll probably know. I a few days ago I learned that my father passed away, and it's a whole situation where since he lives overseas in the Philippines, we can't really go and see his funeral. So well, my family will probably just see him the next time we're able to travel there without any restrictions. So it has affected me a lot lately. Um, I've been like grieving throughout the week, just feeling kind of like low energy, a little unmotivated, and have some bits of sad moments in there. But usually I get through by just kind of being somewhat active or doing something to keep my mind off of it. And it also helps that people around me have been supportive. So that's definitely helpful. Um, yeah. So in terms of like meeting my goals for some things like trying to manage my time better, um, I did set boundaries for my workplace. I asked to not work for a while because I wanted to really focus on school. So I thought that was helpful for me. And let's see. I've been just kind of taking it one day at a time. I know we talked about like trying to do yoga, but lately I haven't been motivated at all to do it. So I think just sticking to trying to time manage kind of school life is the most important for me right now. Um, yeah, I mean, I took time off work to try and do it, so I think that's the most important that I want to do. And I know dealing with grief is gonna be probably like the biggest hurdle for me in terms of trying to manage my time because it really does affect me. Like I would, so, like even today, I feel like kind of tired and I feel like I want to take a nap after this kind of thing. But like, yeah, probably I know there's probably ways of trying to deal with it and just try to go throughout your day, even with grief. So I guess that's kind of what I want to talk about today.
Oh, good. Yeah, I mean that's the big one right now. And so even thinking about yoga goals and time management and all of that, I think right now it's about what you can do to support yourself and surrounding yourself with support and
Yeah,
giving yourself the boundaries. That sounds great by touching base with work. I think grief and dealing with death in our society, that they give, there's this place where it's accepted to like take time off from work, and like you touching base with Ian is really good, and just kind of letting the professors know, the school know what you're going through, because they're also there to support. So, you mentioned you want to kind of keep going through and stuff with the semester, and you want to finish the semester out, and they'll support you in that. And I'm sure if you needed time, more time, that would be allowed.
yeah. No, that's definitely what I've been doing, and I think that's really helpful for me. I mean, even just letting people know is really important so they know what's happening, like in my situation. Probably would explain like why like I feel this way or like if I'm maybe turning in things a little later than I should. I think that's really helpful. Yeah. And I also decided to like kind of set boundaries with like people around me. Like if they like want to invite me to something social, usually I don't like accept. Like I usually lately I've been wanting to just stay home. and like do kind of nothing a lot. Or like do chores or something to keep me busy. Nothing too like exciting, I guess.
Well, I hear that you were talking about you have low energy, so kind of honoring that, right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
But then maybe thinking what kind of things you can do to kind of support yourself with the low energy, like getting enough sleep and
Hmm.
or I don't know what that would look like to see if you could draw me a picture of maybe what you need even more so than what you're giving yourself right now.
Yeah. So lately I have been giving myself proper sleep. Um about like 8 hours, 8 to 7 hours, because I think I need it. Um Probably. I mean, I've been also kind of trying to like just eat properly. Um, Usually I have maybe 2 or 3 meals in a day, and like I know like if I feel hungry, I should eat. I'm trying like not to deny like my hunger or something. Like so much like, all right, if I have to eat and I have to make something, I gotta do it because I need energy for something. Yeah. And also trying to do like some things I enjoy. Like I know we talked about that in the past sessions too about like trying to give myself time for myself to enjoy things that I like to do. Um, Sometimes like I feel like I'm not in the mood for a lot, but if it's something simple as like watching a nice little movie, like a or like a happy little show or some
Or
like
a little video game.
yeah, maybe a little happy video game. I have downloaded this one on my phone. It's kind of like a fun little mobile cat game. It's pretty nice and I don't know, it's like nice and happy. So I'm like, oh, this is kind of a nice distraction. It's like I get to see cute little cats. So I think that's helpful.
It's nice to take a little break from the grieving process and just give yourself just a break. And then like the yoga, I was thinking like, breathing is like sometimes just like breathing and like when the emotions get in the chest, just to be able to inhale and exhale, like it
Right.
is actually a part of the yoga practice is pranayama breathing and stuff. So
Yeah.
you're still doing it on levels, if you wanted to incorporate just
Mhm.
breath work and just being there to support on that level. And when you feel like you have low energy, are you kind of just feeling it throughout the day, or is it kind of at the end of the day, you're like, wow, I just am exhausted, or is it kind of just trickling in the whole day for you?
I would kind of feel it like kind of throughout the day, kind of like moments of like, oh, I don't feel like doing much right now, or it's like oh, this is kind of like taking me a long time to finish, like in terms of like getting these notes in or something, or trying to work on like a final project. Yeah, kind of that kind of how it goes, or that's kind of how it's been going. And then like kind of like to I guess maybe to pick myself up. Sometimes I just give myself a little pep talks like oh, it's okay, like just take it at your own pace right now. Just get done what you need to get done at the moment or what you can do. And then like take a little break, maybe eat something or drink some water. And that's how I kind of help myself get through it.
That sounds
Yeah.
it sounds like you're offering the support you need. Is there
Yeah.
anything that I can do to offer support?
Um, I just like the occasional like checking in with me, seeing how I'm doing. I think that helps. Like sometimes I feel like it's not good for me to be in like my head a lot, kind of like externally express something or like talk to someone. Because I do that with my sister too, because she's also, grieving as well. And sometimes she just asks me like, "Can I talk to you for a second?" Like, throughout the week. I'm like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." So I think that's been helpful. And I think that's probably like a support thing I need from you. And you've already been doing that too, so I think that's really helpful.
Well, we are there for you in whatever way, whatever it looks like for you. It is true. The
Yeah.
grieving process is like it's time. It takes so much time, and it just kind of it catches you. You just don't even realize what you're going through, and there's layers of it. There's like I remember I was doing research on it, and it was like there are steps to the grieving process. I was like, steps to the grieving process. And I was like, oh, yeah, the 7 steps to the grieving process. I went through that. Oh, yeah, I went through that. And it's like, so it is interesting. There is, all these different cultures in the world, but people have this common thing where they have to go through the process of grief. So, I mean, you're not alone in the fact that your sister lives with you and you guys are going through it together, that you can be supportive to each other. But also maybe even have boundaries too. Like if you're playing your little game with the cats and then your sister's like, can we talk about it? You're like, no, I'm with my cats right now, Well, I can talk to you, but I need a moment. So like making some boundaries for yourself could also maybe be supportive, just so that there's a timing for when you need it.
Yeah. No, I think that's definitely a good idea for me to do. Um, I'm definitely allowing myself some like grace and time for myself, and also I realize I need to set boundaries, and like it should be a good idea for me to do that just for myself to, I don't know, give myself time.
How much time did you take from work?
So I asked if I could just work after like I finish like my final exams and stuff. I think the next time I work is like June 23rd.
How does that make you feel? A little bit more that you can manage all of this a little bit more.
Yeah, it definitely makes me feel like it won't overwhelm me because like I said, I like to keep like a little busy, but lately I've been feeling low energy, so I feel like if I did work and try to do this at the same time, even if I just did like a little bit of work, I think it would just kind of just tire me out so much. So and and my workplace was pretty understanding about it, and they filed like some sort of kind of grievance form for me, like taking time off, and that'll be like paid. So I won't have to worry too much about some of the money. And like they even just said like even if you feel like coming into work a little earlier for some reason, just let us know too. But take your time and come back when you need to come back. So I thought that was great.
Oh, yeah. I mean, be in a supportive environment with work just makes it, and you probably knew this already that you have a great workplace, but just to have them with that follow through, that's good. And again, I really do think that NUNM would also be there for whatever you needed. I feel like grief, again, in our culture, I think it's just one of those things you can take time for yourself.
Yeah, definitely reaching out to like the my professors and other teachers. They're very understanding, and they just, kind of express like, that's great, that you reached out to us and just let us know what you need.
Mhm.
Like if you need something from us, like we can do it. It's a really hard time to like uh for you to process, and you should take time to grieve. So I thought it was great.
Mm, yeah, I think so. So, so like when you think of like the being inside and kind of, taking time to with the low energy, not wanting to do much, do you see yourself like maybe going outside to like for walks and stuff like that? Or do you think it's kind of laying low is more what you need?
Um, yeah, no, I mean, I definitely would think I would maybe take a walk or something if I need it. Because sometimes like I do say like I like my house and I'm a homebody, but I think sometimes you could feel like kind of claustrophobic in the house if you're in there too long. So you just need some fresh air. So yeah, especially if it's with a maybe if I ask someone to walk with me, like my sister or anyone who wants to go for a walk. I'm also like watching a dog, so I could probably take him out for a walk. Yeah.
I think I was just coming from that question from a place of like, for me with my grieving process with my dad, I I live near the ocean, so and ocean was his favorite thing. So I would just spend a
Yeah.
lot of time like walking on the beach. It was like pretty therapeutic, or just
Hmm.
being by water. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I also think like taking a walk is pretty therapeutic. And I will say like my dad often when we were kids, he would like to take us to like a park just to like kind of hang around, or like he would always say like, yeah, let's go out, take some fresh air. So I think he would want that for me too. So kind of, and I think also like, a walk is kind of like a time to like reflect, kind of like, I don't know, keep calm or something. It's kind of like be in your head a little bit, but at least enjoy some of the outside.
So these sessions where we kind of come up with making goals and stuff like that, I think like this takes precedence over kind of goal setting. And I think maybe the goal, and tell me if I'm wrong, like is just supporting yourself right now and whatever that looks like. And it could be a day-to-day thing. And so it sounds like you're doing that. Is there any other way you could be like, oh, if I did that, maybe is there anything that you can think of that maybe you can even bring in that would help you?
Yeah, I mean, I do recognize and realize that supporting myself is very much needed for myself. I can't really think of anything that would help me support myself. Like, I feel like I'm doing pretty well just doing what I'm doing right now. I mean, if I probably come up with an idea, I'll probably try it out. And it's kind of like day to day. So that's true. It's like day to day. And I said that too. So I think if it kind of comes up during the day that I think something good will be like something good I can do for myself, like I'll definitely like let you know and see how that goes.
And do you want to talk about anything else that's going on besides this? I mean, this is kind of, again, this takes precedence over everything. Is there
Yeah.
anything that's kind of that maybe get off your chest with school or anything?
Um, no, I think I said all that I like um I don't know, I think I said all that I need to say, and like I addressed like what I needed to address. It's kind of like this is kind of like the biggest thing on my mind. And it's kind of like if I just kind of talk about it, even just a little bit with someone, it's really helpful. So I think this session overall is pretty good for me in terms of list, just like trying to process like what I should do for myself in this moment of my life. So yeah, I think that's like what I would say about that.
Well, it is, you just bring yourself with all the people to support you, all of the people that love and adore you. So that really does help.
Yeah, it's definitely helpful having support from everyone around me, like my family, friends, even coworkers have reached out and said like, I'm sorry if you need anything, I'm a call or text away. And even with that, like it's just really helpful because I'm like, at least I know people are there for me. And like if I want to reach out to them and need their support somehow, I can count on them.
How are you for asking for help?
How am I? Usually, I will say though, asking for help, it's been kind of a hard thing for me to do, me as a person, because I'm that type of person who doesn't want to bother anyone. But I think I realize this is really hard for me to do, and it's kind of hard on me right now, the situation. So kind of like a slap in the face, like, oh, you gotta just do it. Like you kind of need this right now. Like if this is what you need right now, you just gotta do it. So I think I'm definitely asking more help from people at this moment of my life.
Oh, good. Yeah, sometimes our biggest challenges are like when you get presented with something, you're like, oh, I don't want to ask for help. That is, you get put into positions where, then you just do it for that. There's a fire drill over here.
Oh,
Oh, well, I am completely here for you as well as Katie and the school. And I'm a text and email away as well. So yeah, we love you.
thank you.
Is there anything you want to say before we close our session?
Um, no, not really. Well, I mean, just like, thank you everyone for being supportive. I just want to say that I really appreciate it. It's been it's been very helpful, honestly. Just knowing people are there for me when I need it.
It's definitely one of the toughest things that I've experienced on the planet. So, all right. I'll see you next week.
All right, see you next week.